had taken my shirt off during one of the songs, and I had set it right next to this really hot light that kind of shines through my drums.
Okay.
And we were playing the song Fire Escape at the time, and my shirt started catching on fire during that, and someone kept pointing and saying like, there's smoke, like.
Welcome to episode 85 of the Cast That Ends Creation. I'm your host, Chris Deering. This is the show where I interview bands and public figures from the mathcore adjacent communities. If you beautiful people and have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them and I'll try to read them aloud. If you'd like to sub for $5, you get access to some exclusive emotes as well as early access to all the interviews before they hit YouTube and other streaming services. You can also sub for free by attaching Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. It's like taking $5 from your pocket, from Jeff Bezos' pocket, and putting it into mine. If you're watching us on YouTube or listening to this in your car and have no idea what I'm talking about, the show is first shown live on Twitch. Join us every Sunday and Wednesday at twitch.tv/the Cast That Ends Creation for the live cast. With that out of the way, let me introduce our guest today who dropped their new album, Death Dowla, back in July through Middleman Records, Zegama Beach Records, Sad React Records, Long Legs, Long Arms Records, and Confluence Records. Welcome in Bryan Wysocki of Snag. Did I get that right?
Yeah, you got it right.
Wysocki?
Yeah, Wysocki.
Nice.
Most people call me Saki because of the last name. So
okay. How do you say your album name real quick?
Death Dula.
Death Dula. And just as we started, you froze up again, but it's all good. We're gonna keep rolling with it.
Okay.
So what do you do in Snag exactly?
I play drums and I do vocals.
Righty. So your Facebook started back in December 2016. I assume that's when you guys got together?
Yeah, it's around 2016. We first started just by jamming, doing a little practicing here and there, and then our first EP came out in late 2016.
So how did you guys find each other?
So I knew Sam, the guitarist, several years ago through just the punk rock scene in Milwaukee. I used to be in a band called Living in Wrestling, and Sam also used to be in a band, and we would go to shows together, and I had a house show, or a house that people would have shows at a decent amount of times, and so he would go there. And then at the time, I was in a really bad headspace and wanted to jam with someone, so I asked Sam if he wanted to jam, and then he said that he knew someone else, and that's how I met Peter that could play bass, and so we all got together and started jamming, and that's how Snag was born.
Well, that's sick, man. And you guys have stayed together, just this lineup, the whole time too, right?
Yep. Yes.
That's awesome, man. Over like what's it now, 5 years? It's been 5 years basically.
Yeah.
Like that's a long time to keep a lineup together, so congrats on that, man.
Thanks.
So you guys dropped an EP and 2 singles before your debut self-titled album. The 2 singles in the EP are a little more straightforward, scream with a bit of experimentation thrown in, but like I said, a little bit more straightforward. It's when you guys started incorporating horns and strings on your debut that, like, I think your sound really like started to come together. And now you're back with Death Dula, I think is how we decided to say it, right? It's Death Dula, right? Okay.
Yep,
so here you got so much more going on with like the horns and the strings. It's so much more well put together. What made you guys want to do the horns and strings to begin with?
We kind of wanted to differ from the straight screamo act, and we were very influenced by like Godspeed You Black Emperor and Do Make Say Think, and a bunch of different bands that incorporated a lot of orchestral music, like more string instruments and horns. And we're also influenced by Respire as well.
Dude,
And
Spire's
so,
sick.
yeah. And so we also wanted to have like a, a, a unsettling tone and kind of a more sophistication to our sound. And so we decided to add more of an orchestra
Hmm.
as
Well,
well.
I mean, I would say like it's so fucking beautiful, dude. Like the violins and the trumpets it's my favorite part of the whole thing, honestly. My favorite song is Weather Vane, just because of like that intro with like the toms beating and the fucking strings and stuff. It's so good. Like Jesus Christ, I haven't heard a band that incorporates stuff like that before into like a screamo aspect. So I think you guys did really really well with this. Um, so John Larkin plays the trumpet, and Elia Kerner, I would assume how you pronounce that, plays violin. Are these people that
Yep.
you know, or are they like people you hired, or how's that work?
These are people that we know. We've known John Larkin for a while. He's played in several bands in the Milwaukee music scene. And so we're pretty good friends with him. And then Elia is someone that Sam has known all through high school. And he's really good at violin and asked to come join. So
Okay. So are you gonna make these people members full time, or is this just like a studio thing?
um, in my opinion, I think for every album that we do, I would like to incorporate them. And I think Peter and Sam would agree. Because they were also in on our full length LP and Death Doula, and we want to continue with the orchestra project, and they seem definitely down as well.
Hell yeah. I think you need to incorporate it more, like make it ska's the wrong word, but like a screamo version of ska.
Right.
That's awesome though. So you were saying that y'all are influenced by like Respire and Godspeed You Black Emperor. Are there any other like influences being thrown in there?
There's a band called Do Make Say Think that I haven't listened to as much, but I know Sam and Peter love them, and they are very much an orchestral type band. And trying to think, I mean, like Silver Mount Zion in that same vein. Um, there's also a band called Judgment Day that is strictly, it's a metal band that is strictly all string instruments.
What? How do you do that? That's weird.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but it sounds really heavy.
Dude,
And
I am
it's pretty
writing
cool.
that down. Holy shit, that sounds.
I'm not sure if they exist anymore, but
Is it
back in the
Judgment
day,
or Judgment Day?
Judgment Day.
Judgment Day. Yeah, I need to check that out. It's kind of like Van Canto, the acapella metal band.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy, dude. So, how does the writing process work with you guys? Is one person primarily directing it, or are you all bringing in things and seeing what sticks to the wall?
We all bring in a little bit of our own thing. Sam, the guitarist, usually comes to the table with a riff, and we usually jam the riff and kind of see how it goes from there.
Oh, you're not frozen
I play a
anymore.
big
Oh, we made
part
it.
in. Oh, nice.
And you immediately. Oh no, there we go. Okay,
I
yeah.
play a
You're
big.
good. You're good. You're good.
Uh, I play a big part in kind of formulating the sections of each song, um, just from like heavy part to soft part, and then there needs to be like an interlude here type thing. And Peter definitely is like um, kind of the brainchild of the operation, and just kind of solidifies everything. And he has a tendency to use a lot of pedals to make things sound a lot heavier. And yeah.
Okay. Okay. So all of you guys do vocals, right?
Yes.
That's awesome, man. Do you all write them? Do you write your like particular parts, or how's that work?
Um, every part that each of us sings on, we or screams on, we write our own lyrics for.
Oh,
And
that's
so
interesting, huh?
um, primarily, Peter does a lot of the lyrics for maybe about half to three quarters of the songs, and then I write a lot of lyrics for the other part of the songs. And
How do y'all make that like work? Like where somebody's writing lyrics and then in one line, and then you're writing like the next line or whatever. How do you get those to like be the same? You know what I mean? Like be cohesive.
yeah, we generally have an idea of what we're going to write about. We have like a theme in mind, and uh, so Peter will write a poem, and then I'll add to the poem, or I'll write a poem, and Peter will add to the poem, and uh, we just have yeah, like I said, like a certain theme that it gets based on.
Well, even there though, like people have different writing styles, right? Like you might be more based on like imagery and stuff, and like Peter might be more straightforward or whatever. How do you like make it seem like it's coming from like the same like voice? I guess is a good way of saying it.
All right. I guess we just kind of we're really good friends, and we like to adapt our writing styles to try and fit what we're trying to convey. And let's say like if Peter is a little more realistic in his imagery, and I'm a little more metaphoric, I can add a little more realism to the one song that we're working on, and then another song, maybe we'll get a little more metaphoric with it. So we just kind of adapt to each other's writing styles a little more.
I see what you're saying. Like after doing this for 5 years, you guys probably have like
Yeah.
a good plan of how to get this together because it does sound like it's just one person that writes them. So you're doing a good job with that. Um,
Thanks.
so your Bandcamp says that the lyrics are based on Doulas of the Apocalypse by Savan. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that last name. So is
I
this a
can't
friend of
pronounce it
yours
either.
or
What was that?
is this a friend of yours?
Yeah, this is a friend of ours, and they are an actual death doula themselves, and death doulas typically help someone through the process of dying.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and so instead of like there's like a birth doula who helps someone through the pregnancy stage. There's another one for the end of someone's life who kind of helps them release whatever fears and anxieties that they have about dying, and helps them come to terms with it so they're at peace when they die.
Hmm.
And
I've never heard of the term doula before seeing like your album and stuff. So this is all like new
uh,
stuff to me.
yeah, it's yeah. Uh, I at first I knew that there was a birth doula. I did not know that there was a death doula, but Peter kind of did some research, and we all kind of started to understand what that all was about. So so Savan wrote this poem, and it's a very existential poem that questions one's existence and holds kind of a meditative aura to it. And to me, the poem sounds like a death doula is helping one go through the process of death and like remembering their life, which we thought was, I guess, relevant in a time of pandemic when everyone's going through a sort of crisis, and uh, death is a very real thing that a lot of people are paying more attention to. So
For sure. Your lyrics are more like social awareness, though. It's not. I wouldn't. I didn't get that the death doula thing. I didn't get that much out of your album. It seems like y'all are more about like social awareness and stuff. Would you say that's the case?
yeah, definitely social awareness has a lot to do with it. And just I don't know, being present and in the moment of like what's going on in the world. And I also think that there's I don't know, just it has a lot to do with existentialism and knowing that like you can kind of die at any moment, but there's like a hope as well to yeah, the hope.
Okay, I got you, man. So the poems read in the last song by Kat. Again, I don't know how to say this name. I assume that's Sven's partner.
Cat or Savan was previously called Cat, and now
Okay,
now
okay.
that's Savan. So
Okay, I gotcha. So that's the whole poem, though, right? Like in your last song, that's the whole poem.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
cool. Yeah, but I like to see people with bands like lyrics about like, social change and stuff like that. It's great to use your platform for something like that, and it's a pretty beautiful poem. What are like some of the big social issues that are like y'all's things? I know y'all are a pretty politically active band, right?
oh yeah, yep. Um, I think at first we primarily focused on climate change and climate anxiety in general, and just kind of this hopelessness of like what can we do to really change what's going on with the planet right now, and like try to cut back on waste and um, cut back on like pesticide use and all these things. And then we started falling into a more of a social awareness of just the state violence and um, just like what's going on with the government and just all of the above, so to say.
Yeah, one of the things that you guys did that I'm a big fan of is y'all raised money for a local venue, the Cactus something.
Yeah, Cactus Club.
Cactus Club. Yeah, that was awesome. Y'all raised like $500 for him or something like that with shirts.
We have a good friend, Kelsey Kaufman, who actually runs Cactus Club, and she's been really good with helping us out. And we played a lot of shows at Cactus Club as well. And I know she was struggling a lot through the pandemic, and so we raised a lot of money to help her.
That's awesome, man. That's fucking. So this is recorded by Shane Hoschlesser. I'm gonna stop saying last names, man. I'm bad with last names. So it's recorded by Shane at Howe Street Recordings and mastered by Jack Shirley at Atomic Garden. I know who Jack Shirley is. I hadn't heard of Shane though. What's it like working with these guys? How was the recording process overall?
Shane was really, really great. He is a drummer himself. And at first I was actually a little bit intimidated, knowing that he's a drummer and trying to record a drummer. And my style isn't,
Your style's your own. How about that? Yeah.
my style's my own. And at first, I don't know, I was a little nervous working with a professional drummer who he was is in a band called Call Me Lightning, I believe. And but when I got to know him, he helped me out with a lot of things, just helping with like tuning the drums appropriately and making a heavier sound on the drums. And he was definitely very professional in the way that he recorded everything. And this was in the thick of COVID too. This was in like the winter, and he was really good with making sure everyone was masked up, and he like,
did y'all have to
sanitized.
record like one after the other, like one person at a time going in?
Yeah. Like with the horns and the violin, we had to wait a while we were out of there and the place was sanitized before they could record their parts. And
But you three went in there together then?
yeah.
Okay.
We went in together. We had kind of quarantined. We're in a quarantine pod kind of, and but he was in a separate place. And just he did a really good job of sanitizing everything and playing by the rules, sort of say with that.
That's
and
dope, man.
And definitely the space there, the acoustics are really good. He's got wood logs on the walls for like to help with the sound, and he definitely has a professional sound.
That's sick. So yeah, this was recorded like in winter last year. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So you didn't have to sit on it for too long then. I've heard of bands having to wait like over a year to like get their stuff out. So that's good for you guys. How's the reception been so far?
It's been great. We've had a lot of reception. We've had a lot of comments and interviews and articles, postings, everything. So it was really, really good here.
Yeah, it seems like this is y'all's biggest release yet, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So we got the cover art up on screen now. Who did the art for this?
So Sam does the artwork for all of our albums.
Okay, see, I thought that was the case. I saw that on y'all's like first EP. Y'all gave him credit, but I couldn't find credits for the other stuff. So that's pretty fucking sick, man. Is it supposed to be more than a turtle? Like, it just looks kind of weird.
It's a snapping turtle, and Sam tried to make it look as prehistoric as possible and like gnarly as fuck, and just I don't know.
Okay.
Just had a lot going on with it, and then he made a cool border around it as well. So
that's awesome. Why'd y'all choose turtles?
So we chose a snapping turtle because it was prehistoric, kind of like has like an aggressive behavior when it's disturbed, and we kind of compared that to the state of the world at the time. So
okay, that's cool, man. You also did some music videos. Playing the one for Jar Spell right now. Tell us like who came up with the concept.
For the video for
yeah.
So we had Matthew Dwyer make the video for Jar Spell, and we kind of laid out like a vague idea of what we wanted. We wanted kind of an anti-video, just like an image moving with kind of a still background, and we just kind of gave him just a vague idea, and he made it into something very dark and very unsettling as you're listening to the music, which is way better than what we were expecting. So
yeah, this came out really, really well, man, for how like simple the idea is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, another thing I always see in like y'all's imagery is like mushrooms and stuff. Is that like a thing with y'all? Y'all do a lot of mushrooms, or what's up?
I mean, Um, we'll dabble, yeah.
Okay.
But also, I don't know if you've ever seen Fantastic Fungi on Netflix. It's a documentary. You should check it out. It's really interesting stuff. It's like kind of shows how mushrooms kind of connect everything in terms of trees. Like, so oak trees get connected with a fungi called mycorrhizae, and basically all the tree roots are connected and kind of living off each other. So when one tree dies, then it affects the others. And so I don't know. We think mushrooms are super interesting, and yeah, so we kind of just put that as an image.
So you were telling me before we got started that you're an arborist. So that's why, like, you know, like the mushrooms and stuff like that. You're not some crazy mushroom guy. So
Right.
I would assume that that's like part of the reason why y'all are so into like the climate change and stuff like that, and like showing nature in like your videos and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's definitely part of the reason. Also, Peter works with solar power, and Sam works at an organic brewery. And
Oh damn, dude!
so,
So y'all are like all involved with like living
yeah,
naturally and
so
stuff. That's sick.
we're really into environmentalism, and we've just kind of all been into activism since an early age. And so that's kind of how this how Snag formed, so to say.
That's sick, man. Y'all did another video that we're playing now for Heirloom by Samir or Samir.
Samir
Samir.
Ghani.
Okay, yeah, he did a pretty cool video. What's going on with this one? You want to give us like a little bit of a backdrop?
So he did drone footage of mountain ranges and added some color to it, and that's about as far as I know with that. But
I mean, that's exactly what it is. It's trippy as fuck,
yeah.
though.
Yeah, and he's a really good photographer, and so we kind of asked him to help us out with kind of an anti-video again.
So he like actually took the images and stuff. Then this isn't like images from like the internet or something.
No, he actually took these with a drone.
God damn, dude, they look fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Insane. So we got a random question here. We ask everybody, what do you put on your hot dogs?
What do I put on my hot dogs? Well, I like spicy mustard and sauerkraut.
Okay.
A little bit of relish. I'm not huge on that, but
You a dill relish guy or bread and butter relish?
dill relish.
Hell yeah, man. That's what's up. Everybody's always trying to put ketchup on their fucking hot dogs too, and I'm like, guys, it's too sweet. We can't be doing that.
Yeah,
I like your answers.
I'm not into ketchup.
So you guys have 5 labels working with this release, which is insane. It seems like a whole lot of work. How are you able to pull this off?
Peter is just really good at contacting people, and I just went off on the internet and just contacted a lot of people, and a lot of people were willing to help. And on our previous release, we had some help as well, but definitely this is a bigger release in terms of getting a lot more attention. So
Yeah, like y'all fucking knocked it out of the park. I don't know how you could possibly keep up with like 5 different areas, because y'all are like shipping them to them too, right?
yeah.
That's crazy. That's so
Peter's department. So he's really busy with shipping them and doing all that stuff. So
Cricket Slam says that he can respect your toppings, but relish is gross. And Cricket Slams is completely wrong in this. He also says he likes ketchup. Cricket Slams, you're gonna get banned at some point, man. Come on. So you guys play a lot of shows. What's your best show been so far?
Best show. Let's see. Honestly, I think that the Death Doula record release was one of my best shows. Also, the 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 full length album release, the last album release, was also a really, really good time. There was an embarrassing moment at that show, but I think it added to the excitement. And
Well, tell us about it. You can't just say you had this embarrassing moment and
right,
you're not going to tell us. Come on.
well, so I had taken my shirt off during one of the songs, and I had set it right next to this really hot light that kind of shines through my drums.
Okay.
And we were playing the song Fire Escape at the time, and my shirt started catching on fire during that, and someone kept pointing and saying like, there's smoke, like, hey, get your shirt off there. And then eventually I realized and pulled it off real quick.
It was all planned though. You're playing it during like Fire Escape. You know what I mean? Like
Right?
totally
It
planned for
made
this to happen.
it was planned.
What's your worst show been so far?
Worst show. Uh, let me think. It wasn't the greatest show, but I don't know if it was the worst show. I can't quite think of the worst show, but there was one show that we were playing with Majority Rule, and we were just very excited and nervous because Majority Rule was one of our favorite bands, and we were just kind of out of tune during the beginning of the set, which was pretty noticeable at first, but then we were able to get back on track. So,
well, that's nice. If that's like the worst show you guys have, then shit, that's awesome. What's the weirdest show you played?
Weirdest show. I'm trying to think. There is one show we played at a bar called High Dive, and it was completely packed. Like, it was super sweaty, and I don't know, people just started crowd surfing, and I haven't seen anything like that with like our band before. And so I don't know, it was really cool to see, but in that tight packed space, it was, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Also, there's another show that I was playing at Cactus Club, and this drunk guy comes out of nowhere, and right when we're about to play a song, he points at me and he goes, that's my boy. That's my boyfriend. And I was like, wait, well, I don't know you. I've never seen you before. And he was just falling over himself, and I had to move him towards the back because he was kind of getting out of control. So.
Do you have that effect on men usually?
Sometimes, I guess. I don't know.
So, what was the last thing you listened to?
Last thing I listened to, it was probably the newest Portrayal of Guilt.
Dude, nice,
song.
yes.
And
did you see that they're doing that split with Chat Pile?
Yeah, that's actually what I'm referring to. Yeah.
Oh, is it? There's like a single out? I didn't know there was a single out.
There's a single out.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
it's on Spotify. And so yeah, just listen to that.
Well, shit, I gotta listen to that. What's your album of the year so far?
So I have two right now, but there's the newest Hawak. I think that's how you pronounce the name. The newest Hawak album is really good. I'm not gonna try and pronounce the album title because I don't know. I can't pronounce it right, maybe. But there's that, and then there's by Big Brave. There's an album called Vital that just came out within the past few months, and that's really good as well. So
Just writing this down real quick. I hadn't heard of them before. Here. So you guys have CDs and shirts over at your Bandcamp page, got cassettes over at Confluence Records, vinyl and shirts over at Long Legs, Long Arms. Sad React is sold out of all their stuff. Middleman Records is also sold out. There's some clear vinyl at Zegama Beach. They also had that cool Silk Screen Moon variant, which is pretty sick, but that's gone now too. Yeah. You are definitely frozen, so you can't show us any shirts. But
no.
but oh, there we go. You just unfroze.
Okay.
You got a shirt you can show us?
Yeah. So we got these long sleeve
"To
Suffer to Exist" shirts. This is the back. I don't know if you can see it.
What is that?
So it's
was that the cover from your single or something? Oh no, it's not.
No, it's like kind of an old medieval type scene, and it looks like a building is on fire and like people are jumping from it.
Okay.
So, and then I don't know, we have these stickers.
See the mushrooms again. I'm telling you, man. You guys are really into mushrooms. That's cool though.
And then our friend Kelsey, who is the owner of Cactus Club, made these candles for us. And
I was gonna bring up the candles. They're all sold out now. They're all sold out now, though, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Do they have a scent to them, or are they just like candles?
No, they're just regular candles, but yeah, they look really cool.
Yeah, that's pretty sick, man. A lot of it's really cool when bands are doing like weird merch and stuff. Like we just had somebody that made a marinade, which is pretty weird, but yeah, so it's cool seeing bands branching out doing things like that. Yeah, and you guys have cassettes and stuff as well over on the Bandcamp page, or no, yep. CDs. Sorry, CDs. But yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to bring up?
No, just shout out to Middleman Records, Zegama Beach Records, Sad React Records, Long Legs, Long Arms, and Confluence Records. And Confluence puts out our tapes, our cassette tapes. So
nice, and they still have some available over on their site as well.
Yep.
So if you're looking for some beautiful screamo, look no further than Death Dula. What is it? One more time. Dula. Okay. Death Dula. Alrighty. The second album from Snag, which dropped in July through Zegama Beach, Middleman Records, Sad React Records, Long Legs, Long Arms, and Confluence Records. You guys are on Facebook, Bandcamp, Instagram, and YouTube, as well as all the streaming websites. Are there any like social posts or social things I'm forgetting? Social shout-outs?
Just
y'all don't have like a website or anything, right?
We just have our Bandcamp. So bandcamp.com/snagmke and our Instagram. So yep.
Okay. And you're Snag MKE on basically all the sites as well.
Right.
As for me, drop my channel, follow so you always know when I go live. You can also sub to get access to the interviews before they hit YouTube and streaming services by subscribing. I guess I got that out of my notes. Okay, anyway, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. YouTube, folks, if you like the video, please drop a like, click the notification bell. Don't forget to subscribe. It's a great way to support me for free. Check out my music, The Sound That Ends Creation, at thesoundthatendcreation.bandcamp.com. Dropped a new single, Get Your Shirt Off, It's Pervert Time at the beginning of the month. Features Cameron McBride of Methwitch. You can check it out, watch the video. My next guest is California-based screamo band Bucky, who's dropping her debut self-titled EP next Friday. Join us this Sunday, the 22nd at 7 p.m. Central for the live cast. Thanks for being here, Bryan. Hope you had a good time.
Thanks.
Hell
Thanks
yeah.
for having me.
And thank you guys for watching and listening.